Welcome back to another episode of Black Girls Texting. It's your girl, Shade. Hey, bitches.
It's your girl, Charles Pinky.
I didn't know we were singing and I'm not prepared. It's Glenn. Oh, I gotta sing.
That was melodic.
Welcome back to another episode of Black Girls Texting. Audio might be a little funky. The girls are traveling. I'm in Boston. Charles Pinky's in New York. But we're going to make it work. Welcome, ladies.
And it's 7 a.m., bitches.
It is. It's early.
The early bird gets the worm.
I'm happy to be up this early. It's been a while.
I'm not.
Deciding how I'm going to use my day in a different way now.
I wake up at 6 a.m. typically.
I know you too.
But it's like to get up and be camera ready. That is the difference.
You know,
that's why.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Let's jump in.
Jumping in.
On read or reply.
So I'll go. I literally just came up with this in my sleep. I am leaving the anxieties of transitioning on red. I'm, transitioning in life with work and other things. And it's funny because I'm usually so all right, everything's fine. But I think it's the day of, you get kind of whoa. So I'm literally going into my new office today and turned off my video by accident. Yep. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that's going to bring. And it just is kind of frustrating because I feel fine, but my body reacts. I literally have inner ugh. But I'm going to go to the gym and try to shake it out and just get it done. Also, let's be real, as a Black person, whenever you're going into a predominantly white environment, you really never know what's going to happen. Are they going to be oh my God, you cute little Negro? You don't know. You never know.
What the hell? Cute little Negro.
Obviously, no one's going to say that verbatim, but the way they talk, oh, hey,
face.
girl.
Yeah.
Those things where you're oh my God, I don't need this. My boyfriend was you're a trooper. I would need to be so high all the time to be around a bunch of strangers. I'm sounds like you have a little anxiety.
I can't quite do that on my first work.
Not on the job.
Yeah, I was but yeah. So what? I left that on red. I'm gonna reply if you guys are watching the YouTube. This is my little calendar that
What is this?
therapist gave me because she understands that I'm very type A and a control freak. So she literally said, print out a calendar of May and I need you to write a book every day, what you're going to do for self-care. So yesterday I started a new book, and this week, every morning I have to do 10 minutes of meditation, and every day, for the most part, during the week, it's pretty consistent. This week it's meditation. Next week it's morning reads or morning walks. But on the weekends, it's museums, new workout classes, try a new place to eat on a bucket list, explore a new area of New York City. I have different activities for self-care. And I love that.
Yeah.
And she's well, I know you really like to plan. So here you go. And I was I'm so excited. I literally was I printed out the calendar. I was oh my God. She was so you have something for every single day. And I was yes, I do. Wow. Okay. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that. I think I'm going to do a little quick, Deepak 10 minutes of meditation. And I think that'll be good. So yeah, that's my story.
I don't know if it still exists, but I know at one point, if you had an Amex, you could get the Calm app for free too.
You could. And I used up my thing already. It's a year-long trial.
Oh, mine was okay, whatever. We can talk offline. Mine
glitch in the system.
Yeah, mine's still going, and I haven't.
Okay. No, I'll look into it. Then. Maybe I'm incorrect.
I can go. So I am replying to a few things. The Burna Boy concert in New York City, fire. Replying to that. That's the whole reason why I came back here. Well, one of the reasons. Also replying to Marlo Hampton getting a peach. I didn't watch the episode, so don't ruin it if you guys watched it.
I was
didn't
gonna say,
see
did
it
you
yet,
watch? Okay.
but I'm so
Okay.
proud of her.
It's also kind of like, oh gosh, Andy is such a little bitch because I feel like he's doing this because he's beefing with Nene.
Yep.
And I feel like Nene was always like, she's one of those friends where like, I feel like she wants to see you do well, but not better than her. So she never wanted Marlo on the show. But now Marlo's on the show.
Marlo should have been had a peach. Like, come on.
She should have been had this. She'd been bringing.
They've had
content.
the most random ass people on that show with peaches, and Marlo don't got no peach.
Right.
Well, no.
Marlo is a whole storyline for main characters. So I want to give that to her. And then I am leaving on red the fact that I'm like literally allergic to New York City because I got here, my eyes turned red, my nose is stuffy, I'm sneezing. I had no serious symptoms of
I was gonna ask if
allergies.
you were ill.
Yeah, I had no serious symptoms of allergies in California. And apparently that's the thing because there's no dramatic season change. So yeah, I've just woke up, so it hasn't attacked me yet. But yesterday I was at Dumbo House working and it was so embarrassing. I was just like, achoo, 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 nose dripping.
Oh, no.
Like I was like, God. So yeah.
I feel you, girl. Any day now, these allergies are about to come and kick my ass. It hasn't happened yet, surprisingly, but I feel you. Whew, the devil. I'm gonna reply to one of my best friends. Just finished visiting me for the past week. He lives in the UK. We used to live together and travel a bunch together, and we're like super close just right before the pandemic. And then the fucking pandemic happened. And so I haven't seen him since October of 2019. And it was just amazing to spend time with him over the past week. Like just beautiful. Like he went to his next destination and we were texting later, like, yo, bitch, like we really needed that. Like that was so special to have that time together. And in general, I feel like the past week I've been seeing beautiful little moments that have reinvigorated my belief in humanity only slightly. Like we were sitting outside having some lunch and I saw this car of like friends drive by. They were like bumping some music. I can't remember what it was now, but they were all like singing together. And in that one little moment, I was like, that is just the cutest like slice of life, happy moment, you know? I went to a friend's father's surprise 70th birthday yesterday. And when he walked in and saw all these people in his life that he values and loves so much, he like burst into tears and all his friends came over and hugged him. One of his friends was there, knew him since the 7th grade, was talking about how my friend's dad has been with this friend through all the ups and downs of her life. And it was just like super special and mad cute. What am I leaving on red? Like not much, probably the fact that we're up recording at 7 a.m. right now, a little bit not enthused. But again, I'm gonna use this day to the fullest, okay?
Are you gonna go to your workout class?
Yeah, I have a workout fucking class.
Wow.
What workout is it?
I'm gonna go spinning in like 2 hours. I'm gonna do some early work, send in some emails right after this so nobody can say shit to me.
I thought you worked East Coast hours. I'm confused.
West Coast, you mean?
But you were like, I'm the only person on the East Coast, so I work East Coast.
Yeah, no, I'm supposed to work East Coast, but then people on the West Coast,
in 2 hours.
They be up at 3, 4 a.m. all types of time. So I want them to see shit in their inbox when they wake up. They be up at 6 o'clock in the morning. They up right now, I'm sure. They are awake right now.
That's sad.
At 4:15 a.m.
Absolutely, they're up. Yes.
All right. I'm wondering if anyone has like a hotline bling. I feel like last time someone was playing on Chelsea. No, you left that on red. I was like, someone was playing on Chelsea's phone.
Oh yes, Nate's playing on my
phone. I have something I can report back about later, but you know, they ain't paying for this, so let me not name them. There is a certain dating app, but is it really dating? I'm not sure.
Oh.
For like people with fetishes and kinks and who are looking to be like unicorns at people's relationships and stuff. So I joined it over the weekend and my people have been pinging me down, child. And I, you know, keep forgetting to reply to these people. But
Wait,
it's
is
an
that what
interesting app, though.
that's what you're trying to do now? Be a unicorn?
Not a unicorn, but looking for some like transactional experiences, not without money, but you know.
Please watch the YouTube for Chelsea's face. She said, that's what we're doing?
No judgment. I just was asking.
Yeah.
I'm fucking crying.
So
Glenn hasn't been getting any the father has exited her life. So
he's exited the chat.
He saw us at when we were out the other day, and usually he gives me a big hug. That man waved. He said hello.
To say it's because I was there.
Yeah, I was like, maybe
yo,
you're here.
I'm dead.
Because I know he don't bangs with Sade.
I'm weak. He probably got overwhelmed if you guys are with like a bigger group. I also I was gonna say I should have replied to the gay sex party that I went to, but patrons will hear about it.
Patrons will hear about it.
Yes.
I also, it's not that my hotline's necessarily been blinging, but a few people have sent me this tweet. Kemi_Yondo tweeted, "Black girlies living in LA, make sure to go to NY to remind yourself that you are fine."
Oh yeah.
That you a fine what?
That you a fine ting. She followed up in the tweet by saying, "My doctor once asked what birth control I was on, and I said being a Black woman in LA."
Oh Jesus. Somebody posted that same thing and was like, boys from LA will come to New York and chase down the girls they'll come to New York for the summer and chase down the same girls they've been ignoring all year in LA, like the same type of girl or some shit like that.
Do you get the tweet though?
I think I get the tweet. I think it's because like in New York, and it also just might be like a different culture. Like you walk outside and people on your body. In New York and LA, it's like not, it's not that same vibe. And I also find that like when I lived in the Bay, like I would go up and approach people, or, you know, I love a good eye fuck, and niggas would be very like timid. And I'd be like, yo, what's up? Like people would be like, are you talking to me? I'm like, yes, because you've been staring at me for 15 minutes. So what's up? And they'd be like, oh, and I'm like, you want my number? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah, I definitely, even just being here a few days, New York men are very aggressive.
Very.
Walking down the street. I'm like, okay, like I'm even wearing a ring. But I think the tweet also, because someone who's from LA told me that LA is like a very like colorist city.
Oh,
well, that's how I interpret that tweet.
So that's, I was like, do they mean like Black guys in LA kind of want to be in these like interracial or like exotic girl relationships? But lucky for me, I don't have to deal with the dating bullshit. So
that's definitely part of it, or like a certain body type. Like New York, while it is definitely harassment, you definitely get a little confidence boost out in the streets. I was literally on the phone with Glenn, and the man at the bodega was going in like, you're perfect. Wow. And I was like, thank you.
You have very strong eyes. I was like, somebody talking about your eyes?
Right. Strong eyes. Beautiful, beautiful, everything beautiful. Nice jacket. Wow.
Oh, he was Jamaican. You're a Jamaican magnet now.
Like Arab.
No, it was like
Arab.
It was like Arab, but like
bad accent, maybe.
Yeah, you sounded Jamaican. You were like, nice jacket. Oh. Okay, that my accent was terrible, but you know.
Well, you know, it was giving ak. Not a poppy. But still, the poppies will bag you at the bodega too.
They will.
So will the cat.
I would say the cat, the everything. Yeah, it's a different energy. But LA girlies, you're all beautiful. You don't have to look like one of Chris Brown's many clones to feel good about yourself. No shade to the ladies that he sees, but he has a weird type.
Distinct type.
Karuji is my girlfriend. I saw her in real life. She's so cute.
She does look adorable.
She's cute.
Yeah.
And she seems like a sweet girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's jump into the group chat. I'm very excited about our guest. Y'all know our guilty pleasure is Summer House, and now it doesn't even have to be a guilty pleasure anymore because we got 2 Black girls on the show.
Yep.
So let's
On Read or Reply.
Hey, y'all. So we are so excited to be joined by Mya Allen from Summer House. Y'all know we are big fans. This is our guilty pleasure. But Maya is not only a member of the show, she's also worked as a restaurant consultant and owns a cookie business called The Need and is this week's Black girl doing shit. Welcome to the show, to the group chat, and thank you so much for joining us.
I mean, I am a Black girl doing shit, so it seems appropriate, right?
Absolutely.
Much so. Very much so. Okay.
We're hyped.
I don't know if I was gonna say, I don't know if this is allowed, but I'm gonna ask anyways, because why not? Before we get into it, because I know episode 13, if you guys are listening, we are recording this a little early. So I don't know what the hell episode's gonna be out by the time this airs, but
was episode 12 on Monday?
So episode 13 was the most recent.
Okay.
I haven't seen it yet. I'm going to go home and watch it tonight.
Okay.
So the last episode was episode 12, which was like Danielle's bonfire event.
Got it.
So we might get some more context in coming episodes, but I'm dying to know, Oliver.
I knew it was coming.
Oliver's a cutie.
He's very cute.
He's still around. I just was telling people, like, we don't have a title or anything like that, but like he's very much around. He knows my dogs. That's like, if you know my dogs, you're in.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's been, I don't know, I met him in August. So we've had some time, but we're taking it slow.
I saw he was with you on Watch What Happens Live.
Yeah.
That's great support. We love that.
Yeah, he came, supported me, and then got thrown into the fire, got mic'd up and was scared shitless. But he handled it well. So I think that's honestly a very good test. I think now that I'm on television, that not that there weren't tests before, but the tests are even harder now. So I think that was one that he did pass.
Yeah.
And was that an organic setup? Or
I didn't know that I truly did not know he was coming. I didn't know Danielle had him in mind. I actually do remember seeing him at Southampton Social that Friday before. So the same Friday you see like Lindsay and Austin come back from their dinner or whatever you want to call it. I know that Oliver was there and I saw him talking to Danielle and I thought that they were speaking about me, but I will tell you, I always think people are speaking about me. So like, I didn't think much of it. And then, the way we met is exactly how it happened.
I was gonna say, this guy just like comes to this party and now he's on Watch What Happens Live. So he's going through the whirlwind, but love to see it. We love the Black love. He has great arms. So go girl.
Great arms. I always he's like a big guy, which is not something I'm used to really. Like he's like a 6'2", like big guy. I always just call him like a big man. So yeah, I'm enjoying the arms.
Well, I really wanted to play a game with you.
Let's do it.
We like occasionally play games with guests, and I felt
love
like
games.
You'd be a fun guest. I knew it. See, I just pick up on the vibes of the guests who like the games.
I love a good game.
So we haven't played this one in a while. We call it like text-etiquette, basically like texting etiquette.
I'll be good for this. Okay.
Because as Black Girl Sexting, we're always, we have a multitude of group chats.
Yeah.
First off, do you have a lot of group chats?
I have a lot of small group chats, like 3 people, 4 people max, not like a 10-person group chat because I will not respond.
Okay.
Yeah, that's D&D.
Exactly. It's literally on Do Not Disturb. I don't read them. I don't even try to skim it. I just don't care. I'm like, chances are this has nothing to do with me.
So there's no group chat with you and your cast members?
That does exist. It's actually pretty quiet right now. Things were it's become very quiet in the last few months. Now that the show's airing, it's pretty much radio silent, but it does exist. And again, I don't generally say much in that.
All right. So that actually, that wasn't even a formal question of text etiquette, but you are the Do Not Disturb.
My phone stays on Do Not Disturb, no matter if I'm trying to reach you or not. Like if you actually know that it's important, you will double call me, and that's how you'll get my attention.
Okay, so then read receipts, are they on
No.
or off?
Off. Because I do read your texts generally, I just don't respond.
Right. You're not trying to get caught out here.
Yeah. Or it's not even malicious. Like I'll look at it and be like, oh, okay, like let me get back to that in a second. And then 3 days have gone by. And then at that point, I'm like, am I really gonna reach out anymore?
No.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Sounds a lot like me.
If you need
I can
me,
relate.
call me.
Yeah, but aren't your read receipts on or no? They're off.
No, I turned them off at this point because everybody had a problem.
She had them on.
So you were
And it
reading
was
things
weird.
and still not responding?
Yeah.
Because that's
Yes.
a little like savage. Oh, Luca.
The dog barks. She agrees.
You think that's savage too?
Didn't like that
Nope.
one.
Okay, the next one.
Uh-huh.
How
Oh,
soon to text after a date?
Me personally texting after the date,
Yeah.
that's assuming that they don't text me first.
Oh, so are you like waiting for the guy to text you first typically?
I'm not waiting. It's just never happened that they don't.
Hmm.
So, but that's not to say I wouldn't send the first text. I don't really like, I'm not shameful. So I will absolutely send a text. Even if I'm feeling you and like we had a good time and you're home and I'm now home, I will be like, I'm home. Had a good time. Good night.
Love
Something
that.
of the sort,
Yes, I had a good time. Thanks.
Yeah.
I feel
And
like
maybe
girls
not
shouldn't be
thanks, but, like,
shy to do
it
that. and
shouldn't
feel
be
like,
that.
Yeah.
It's not, but I think that we're shy, guys are shy, they don't know. I mean, we give men far too much credit. They don't know how to act, so why would we put it in their court? Like we might as well just take the ball.
Okay, but aside from the like generic, I made it home, had a great time.
Mm-hmm.
And then if he says, okay, great, glad we hung out,
Yeah,
but then doesn't text anything back, are you
I'd be
leaving
like-
it? But you liked him.
I would leave it, but I would still be like, well, what is that about?
Okay.
Like, you don't have anything else to say to me?
Yeah, that's kind of a red flag. You need to be excited about texting.
Right. Like, don't make me feel excited for then you to not feel excited too. Because then I will retract my excitement.
Oh God. It's all so complicated. Okay.
Yeah, I am a complicated one.
No, I mean, I feel the same way. I'm like, what would I do in that situation? I don't know. The streets are ghetto.
They really are.
Oh,
It's hard out here.
What is your most used emoji?
Probably like the hands, like the, I don't know.
The shrug.
emoji. The shrug, yeah. Like I said it, and I would say that's,
Oh, I have a question.
Damn.
Do you
Mhm.
change the skin tone of that emoji?
of course. I was gonna say a condition. It's not a condition, but like I personally believe that I'm darker than I am in real life.
Oh my God, Sade is the
So-
same way.
Okay, so you can relate.
And you,
my
Glenn.
sister and my family are consistently like, we get the message, but like that is not your skin tone. So if it depends on who I'm texting, like I'll definitely go darker if it's not my family. I won't get called out for it.
Yo, I'm dead.
Okay, what about, okay, because Glenn has a friend or had a friend
Oh, do I need
That
to know that
was-
story?
that
Oh,
was
this.
white, and he would use dark skin emoji.
Okay. And I was reading once that a Kardashian does this too. And I don't know, you can go Google that.
That doesn't surprise
I
me at
don't-
all.
I don't agree with it. I will say that I had met a guy in like the last 6 months that I was texting, and I thought he was a white man, but he was texting me with brown emojis. And I could not understand for the life of me what was going on there, but I couldn't figure out how to like articulate that via text. So when I when I finally met him, it was very clear that he actually is brown. But the pictures I had seen, like he's of Arab descent, he looked white passing to me. So I almost didn't even want to go meet him because I was like, is this an identity? Something?
What?
Like, is this something going on here?
Digital blackface, we call it.
Oh, is that it? Oh,
I mean,
I'm gonna
that's
use
what-
that. I'm
yeah.
gonna use that.
Wow. Chelsea's coming with the hard hitters.
Not
Sending
the hard
nudes.
hitters.
Ooh.
Sending nudes. I mean, I think there's a time and place. I don't believe in like unsolicited. I don't believe in receiving unsolicited pictures.
But would you
Nor do I
send
believe in sending unsolicited pictures. No, let me.
Yeah, how does that work for women? Because I feel like, yeah, that is kind of a double standard. Like if you just got a dick pic, you might be like, ew, but you would assume if you sent a man like some titties, they'd be like, yes. And they might be
but
like,
I've been on the
consent.
train at 11 a.m. and received a dick pic that I did not ask for.
No.
Also, like, this is not the time or the place. There's no mood here. I'm literally surrounded by strangers. What are you, not even like a good morning?
Yeah, honestly, I had to like take my airplane. What is it? Not airplane, airplane.
Airdrop.
What airdrop? Look at me, Grandma Chels. I had to take my airdrop off because on the train you'll get random.
Oh, I don't get those. I would actually prefer that.
No,
That could be kind of interesting.
Airdrop
Like match
dick.
the dick to the person.
And I'm like, who is this on the train?
It's a
Who sent
game.
me
It's,
this?
you don't have Wi-Fi. Play a game with the people in your car.
No, thank you.
I love that. But okay, gentlemen, if you are listening, we are curious. Do we need to get consent to send you nudes? I feel like majority will say no, but we're in progressive times.
Right. You know,
I'm like, I don't know if consent is necessary, but I think that if the conversation is going that way, sure. But like, if we are talking about the weather and then suddenly you are sending me a nude, that's a problem.
Oh, see, that's very on brand for me.
No, I find that like
That's really
we're talking about some other shit. Why are you sending me your body? Like it almost feels a little bit disrespectful.
Exactly.
Like you're not paying
Well, it's
attention.
also like,
Yes, I
like
look
if
good.
I look at my phone and I'm like this, like I don't want to have that reaction. I should be like, oh, not like like why am I getting that right now?
Honestly, I haven't even sent nudes in the longest time because my boyfriend is like a 90-year-old man. He replies like, wow, cool. Or he'll be like feeling frisky.
Oh, no.
I'm like,
Oh no. I do believe that I kind of have I think that that's my response generally because I get so uncomfortable and I'm like I don't know what to say, so I think I can relate to him. Not like
It's harder to get feedback.
I've definitely used a wow. I've definitely used a wow. Like, oh,
you just send like some water drops and the tongue out. That's always my
see, like
response.
I've literally never used either of those emojis, but I can try.
give it a shot.
Yeah.
I am really trying to assess you right now. I'm like,
It's confusing, right?
Airdrop nudes, check.
I think that could be
Tongue or
fun.
the drops.
Or like if I'm at a bar and you decide to airdrop me something, I think I would absolutely have a good time with that.
I think you should recant that statement because you're in New York and you're gonna start getting all these airdrops.
No,
And they'll be like, well, she said she wanted them.
Not recanting it. We'll have this conversation again and then we'll talk about how it goes.
I'm actually crying. The last one is, if you are an avid show watcher, would you like have a group chat to talk about your show? Like we are always talking about Summer House in our chat. It seems like you wouldn't because you would do not disturb kind of girl. So probably not.
Yeah, I mean, I do have my friends that are also very into Bravo that we do talk about, like, did you see Real Housewives or whatever, but that's usually on a call. So no, I don't think that I would be like, because I don't watch shows in real time. And I feel like most people don't anymore.
Yeah.
And like, I don't have cable. So how am I going to talk to you about it and not spoil it for you or vice versa?
Okay, I have a question. Since you're on Bravo, outside of Summer House, what's your favorite Bravo show?
Real Housewives of Atlanta, maybe Potomac.
Yes.
Classic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have you met any of those cast members yet?
I actually met Kenya like 3 weeks ago, just in passing. And I was
How was that?
surprised. First off, she's much smaller than I like expected. She's far more very like chipper. We were in a hotel. I think she was filming Celebrity Family Feud the same day I was, but like we weren't going against each other. And her hair is real.
Because the girls want to know. I have a soft spot for Kenya. You know,
I do not.
No. She's been through a lot.
I do feel for her with what she's going through with Mark.
And her mom?
And her mom.
Yeah, the mom thing is not. I guess I like kind of moved on from the mom thing.
So did I. I'm like, okay.
I was like, what about her mom? But yeah, you know who was also there with her is her, what's her friend's name? Like the light-skinned boy that's always with her.
Oh, the one
was like
that almost
popping off.
bought candy.
I don't know.
Yes, he was there.
But yeah, he's always there.
Always. And Aunt Lori was there.
Oh, we love Aunt Lori.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay, this is a Bravo household, a little Bravo chat.
All right, y'all. It's time for the group chat.
Okay, so we're gonna get into more deeper conversation as we like formally step into the group chat. But this has been really fun. Thanks for being a good sport.
Of course.
And I have to share, we interviewed Sierra last year and we were like freaking out when she was on the show and like happy to see, like some diversity, because honestly, like Summer House is like a guilty pleasure. Like if you ask me, if another Black person asked me, do you watch Summer House? I might be like, do you watch Summer House?
Yeah, like, honestly, I almost opened that with like, do y'all watch Summer House? So I grew up in predominantly white spaces. I've generally always been in spaces that are predominantly white. So I didn't even think about that being a factor going into the summer, into sharing the house with these 10 people. I thought that if anything, it was a matter of like fitting in and figuring out, you know, my voice amongst these people with also very loud voices. Mm-hmm. But the first party was like very polarizing. I think that we open our house to friends, but then friends of friends and like friends of friends of friends. So we end up having like such a mixed bag. I didn't get hit or punched in the face on the first night like Andrea did, but like if that goes to show you the type of people that were in the house and the things that they were doing and saying, it was just like a little bit unhinged. So everyone assumed I was related to Sierra, or like, can I get a towel? I just got in the pool. I'm like, no, first off, like, no, I cannot get you a towel, or like,
do they think that the Summer House pool parties have staff?
Right.
I think that maybe that is what they think, which I'm sure many parties in the Hamptons have staff. I'm just not a staff member.
I'm
and also
fucking disturbed.
Don't have staff. Like, so no, I can't get like.
Also, you're in my fucking house.
Asking me for coffee, and I was like, first, I don't even drink coffee. Like, I don't know how to use the coffee machine, and also no, like, I'm not your barista today. And so I think that after that party, I was like, ooh, this might be a little bit harder than I realized, and this seems like a general group of people that are like in a way like desensitized, because the focus is so much on like having a great time, having fun, and not thinking about the cultural or social issues that are existing within the world, or even in New York, honestly.
Yeah,
I mean, that's kind of like what those we did an episode a long time ago called Caucasian Vacations, and talked about how those sorts of places are designed to be utopias for a certain type of traveler, white, wealthy, where they can sort of put themselves in a bubble and ignore the realities.
Yeah.
Which I think is what's really interesting about having you and Sierra on the show, is you're able to sort of like pierce that bubble in a way, but then that leads to some difficult conversations that you have publicly on the show, and you have to get super vulnerable.
I think that even having that conversation, you can see initially like people are caught off guard, like, oh, how could where is this coming from type of thing. And I think that in itself needs to change. Like the narrative of this needs to change. There is a different experience as a person of color in America, period, especially in not or predominantly white spaces. And we're not doing anyone a service by not talking about it. Like these people, my housemates, need to understand what it's like. If you're going to be my friend, if I'm going to be in the same space as you for 3 months, like you're going to have some level of understanding of what it is that I go through, and vice versa.
Yeah. And I appreciated you for having that conversation, because I feel like Sierra on the first season was kind of like alone, even though maybe people might have tried or like felt they could connect to her. Like you were the only person that could truly connect to her. And like in that scene, like you guys are like holding each other, and it's like so beautiful to see. And also like
disappointing in a way for me, because I'm like, wow, like we still have to have these conversations. Like
it sucks. Like
yeah.
and it always falls on our people to do it.
Mhm.
And like that in itself is tiring. I feel like 2020 was a tiring year for Black people. We had to explain so many things that we experienced, and we had to also take a lot of things on the chin while our brothers and sisters are getting killed for absolutely no reason. And yet we are still the ones responsible for explaining these dynamics. And I'm not usually the person to explain. I usually run from the conversation, to be honest, just because I'm like, I don't want this conflict. I don't ever feel like I'm going to get understood or heard the way that I want to, because unless you're in my shoes, I can't even imagine how you would get it. If you're born with so much privilege that you don't have to think about these things, then who am I to tell you to start thinking about me? But I think it's everyone's responsibility. And, you know, moving forward, I hope that we can create positive spaces that people not of color are bringing up these conversations.
1000%. I want to give a shout out to Paige in this moment, because she steps up on some allyship, and also just as
Paige
like
is a real ally.
Friend.
She really is down. Like Paige is all the way down. Like I can't even speak to it enough. And when I watch that episode, I don't cry watching me, I don't cry watching Sierra, but watching Paige's reaction and response, knowing how genuine it is, that's what always brings me to tears. I've seen that episode like 4 or 5 times now. Just her face, that's what gets me.
Yeah, I also
like, oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I also enjoyed watching her as a friend. I know we're like talking about this stuff, but like when she was getting ready to like handle Lindsay because of the, you know, the whole Austin situation. Also, I have a question, because you're obviously on the cast with them and you're, you know, developing genuine friendships. Is it weird to like be questioned and have to talk about like your friend's drama all the time?
Of course it's weird. And like some things I'm like, I don't even feel comfortable speaking on this, but other
right.
I mean, okay, wait, going back,
yes,
the dramas, and you said sometimes it's not comfortable to talk about. Do you have any thoughts on the Lindsay Sierra?
Messy.
That's what the views want to know.
Yeah, we need the tea.
I think I've said it before, I'll say it again. I don't believe there's any way she wasn't aware of what Sierra felt. Oh my Jesus Lord. There's just no way. It was talked about so much. I knew about Austin the minute I walked into the house. I knew about him in the car ride to the Hamptons with Sierra and Paige. So how, knowing that Winter House happened, knowing how connected all these people are and how they're actual friends, there's no way that she didn't know.
Yeah.
To watch it back, I honestly, before watching everything back, thought that maybe Lindsay was extremely naive to this and just was entirely focused on herself. Watching it back, it feels like there were multiple opportunities that Sierra did try to have a conversation with her that was just shut down completely. So to see that happening, was it 3 times?
Yeah.
I was like, damn, like this didn't have to get to this point. And also Sierra did try to have that conversation. In the conversation that they did have after our pool party at Capri, Lindsay said there was nothing there. And then, you know, for this all to end and to say that like, oh, I was putting my stake in the game and like I do care about Austin. I'm like, what is the truth here? I don't even understand.
Yeah. There's just also so many boys in the Hamptons. Like, who cares about Austin?
Clearly, and we see her in the next episode with somebody else.
Yeah,
I will say she's living her life, but not at the expense
like
of other people's.
I don't believe in the slut shaming. I don't think that that's appropriate. I think that, you know, she has to take some responsibility in the Austin situation. I still think Austin's 100% at fault, but I think that she was free as a single woman to do whatever the fuck she wanted to do, which she did. It just sucked that I have to get this dog. It just sucks that she ended up doing something that affected somebody in the house. Like, because there were so many dudes that she was talking to and like was making instant connections with, like, why not just leave Austin alone for the weekend?
What I will say is I'm glad this brought to light that Austin ain't shit.
But was Austin shit before to people though?
I think
He
people
also
blamed
never was
Austin's
shit.
but people blamed his girlfriend, the blonde. I forget her name, but from
Madison, right?
Madison. Yeah,
I didn't.
people were.
I don't watch Southern Charm.
Me either.
Yeah, it's can be a little problematic sometimes, but it's entertaining. But people.
Damn, Chelsea, you a Southern Charm girl.
Wait,
Yeah, that's
for all
one you gotta
seasons,
keep
though?
on the low.
That might be something just keep to yourself.
I've been watching since Catherine, who's the redheaded one, before she was pregnant by Thomas. Yeah, I've been watching that show.
Okay, let me ask you, because I met Vanita this summer. What show is she on? Is she on Southern Charm?
I think she's on Southern Charm. She
Okay.
was their first person of color castmate, which brings me to another thought. How do you feel about that? Like, I feel like Bravo now, all of their casts have at least one person of color. Do you feel like it's a good thing? Do you feel like it's some sort of like tokenism? Not on your show, because there are two of you at least. But like, how do you feel?
Yeah. I think that I felt like I had a larger chance of getting on the show because I was Black, for sure. And I know that given the racial climate and everything that happened, especially during the pandemic, the last 2 years, it's the only smart move to start adding diversity to these shows. There's diversity, well, very little in the Hamptons, or not in where we were in Sag Harbor.
So we were talking about the fact that Bravo's adding a lot of like diverse cast members. And it's also funny that you say you guys were in Sag Harbor. Did they tell you guys that that's a historically Black part of the Hamptons?
Shut up, for real?
Yeah.
Where?
Oh yeah.
No.
So
Nowhere we filmed.
So Sag Harbor is historically Black, the historically Black neighborhood in the Hamptons, but it's actually slowly becoming more white because, you know, property is expensive and gentrification. That's prime real estate.
No,
yeah.
I didn't know that. I think that what I can say is that my experience in the Hamptons is only when I filmed the show. I have not been there before. I have not been there after. So I only saw the part of the Hamptons that I was shown and where we were able to film, where we were able to, I don't know, coexist. Like, we were only allowed at one beach. We were only allowed at like one restaurant type of thing. Give me that before I lose my mind. And Bucatini, please, baby, go in the crate.
Bucatini is such a great name. Amazing.
Come, stop. So I think that all of that considered, I'm sure there is a part of the Hamptons that I'm not aware of. Like, I remember one time we were out there and people were like, yeah, I'm going to a Wyclef Jean concert. I'm like, well, where? Because I know that that's not near anything that I've seen around here. And also what people are going to that concert.
I'm sure the white tees love Wyclef.
I hope they do. I hope everybody loves Wyclef.
But wait, with all that being said, then what drew you to the show? Did you audition to be on it? Like, how did this all happen? Okay.
They found me. It was, you know, through my friendship with Paige, which was not a deep friendship by any means, but like something that was blossoming. And I think that I honestly, I thought it was a joke when they started considering me, like, for real. I was like, there's no way. My parents were like, this is a scam. You just stop talking to them. Don't give them your information. Like, you're being played. And once they were like, we want you, I was like, you listen, I'm not spontaneous. I'm not impulsive. I'm like type A, like super organized. And I was like, maybe this is like something I need to do to push myself out of my comfort zone and to do something different. So I was just like, what the fuck? Like, if I regret it, I regret it. I can do it one and done, but I don't want to be on my deathbed like, oh shit, I fucked that up.
And okay, I don't know if I can go here, but your ex had been in the Bravo world. Did that like feel, did that make you more comfortable?
I don't think it made me more comfortable. I think if anything, it made me more skeptical at first. Like, did you find me through him? Is this to like further
That's what I wondered too.
Some level of story? Like, do you guys want information on my recent breakup? What is it? But when speaking to production and everyone behind the scenes, they didn't know. So it was actually like it was the first weekend that it came out that who my ex was. And they were like, wait, what? Like, oh, we just hit a gold mine type of thing.
Messy.
It was messy. It was a little messy, but I think that in a way it was more comforting to know that I just like wanted for me and not like for my connection with him, although of course it became that.
And how are you feeling now about like being in the public eye in an even bigger way, and you know, more seasons to come? Nobody can imagine that this would be their life, right?
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, it's been somewhat manageable. I think that filming over the summer, to watch everyone like see the cast come into Southampton Social, for example, everyone was always like, oh my God, summer, and I was like, holy shit, like this is going to be a lot. But it's not like that on the day-to-day. There have been moments that I've been completely overwhelmed. Sierra and I went to go support Paige at her Giggly Squad show in Boston, and my mom dropped us off like very innocently, and we thought we were like sliding in the back and gonna support and like move on, and we got mauled. And I was honestly scared. We got separated instantly. People saw us right away. I was like being touched by 1,000 people. I'm like, oh my God, is this what life is about? But honestly, that's a one-off. That's not real. I walk my dogs every day with no makeup on, and I go to Whole Foods like everybody else, and I go to Trader Joe's, and I do my thing, and life isn't very different. And other than like, you know, people saying either really mean or really nice things to me in my DMs.
And how do you handle the mean things? Yeah, mean things.
I'm like, mean? What's there to be said mean about you?
Girl, if you only
people are
knew.
evil.
People
but
are
like on the show, like you are nice to everyone. Like everyone's gets along with you. I'm like, what is the, you know what I'm saying?
Haters are gonna hate regardless. Yeah. And like, I'm not for everyone. I've never been for everyone. And I think that was a reservation going into this. Like I have a very strong personality. I always say I'm an acquired taste. I don't usually like hit it off right away with people. It's like a learned relationship. It takes some time to understand who I am and vice versa. So yeah, I think people make snap judgments and they don't know. The other thing is like, we are getting edited. People don't remember that. Like that's not how things always played out in that way, or like in that moment, or there could be background that no one sees, or there could be other conversations that happen that squash things that no one is aware of. So it's like very hard to not want to clap back, which I have not clapped back at anybody yet, which is truly, I want to give myself a pat on the back, because like my claps are a little spicy and I haven't wanted to do that yet. And I haven't done it. I honestly find myself wanting to clap back in support of some of my castmates more than in support of myself, but that's just kind of who I am as a friend.
Are there any castmates you think are just getting unnecessary shade?
Like, I think Sierra's had a pretty tough season.
Yeah,
I think that people went in with a lot of judgment beforehand, and so even in these very like vulnerable and human moments, they're not really giving her the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah. Speaking of editing, like that scene where there was like the physical moment of the drink, I was like, how do people not understand that this was like edited? Like you don't go from just like talking to just throwing a drink immediately. Correct. Like there was probably some escalation, and like that was intense though. I'm glad you didn't get hurt.
I was actually the only one that left bleeding, funny enough, but listen, I am accident prone. Like this is just who I am. I don't know if it's going to make an appearance, but I fell down those stairs in our house at least 10 times on camera.
Oh my God.
So like it just made sense that I was the one that stepped on glass trying to like run away from the stuff. So like, no, yeah. But yes, that whole conversation was obviously much longer than the 5 minutes it was shown. There was a lot more to it. Other people are getting involved and chiming in. I still didn't ever expect it to escalate to the level it did. Don't get me wrong.
I'm laughing because they edited it and have like Andrea like outside like crying.
That's that part was cute.
And then the girls are like going at it, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
I remember because I was on the opposite end, and I see Andrea crying. I'm like, what is this guy crying about? And then like as soon as I'm worried about him and he's up and gone, like there's wine being thrown. So I'm like, here, like it's Friday night. Just another night in the summer house.
Right.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So I think you're very likable. I think like you seem like you're easy to get along with. is there any pressure on a show like Summer House to like bring the drama?
I think, yeah, I think there is. Like, I think, you know, while we are living our lives, it's not scripted. We are not told to do anything. We are making a reality show, and reality shows survive on drama. So I think that
drama.
It's not the type of thing that you can like, I can't go to Paige and Sierra or anybody and talk about somebody without production saying, well, now you're going to go have that conversation in person, which of course I would do anyway. But I, again, like, bring the drama. I don't really know what that means. I'm like, I'm just going to be me. If somebody comes at me the wrong way, then maybe drama is brought, but not necessarily on purpose. So yeah.
I think something else, like, where we see a lot of drama happening is like through the parties. It's a lot of parties, obviously, summer partying, turning up. It's a lot of booze involved. And I feel like there was a comment made after that incident between Sierra and Danielle that it was the red wine that contributed to the whole thing. But I know I watch Kyle. Kyle always really seems like he's on one. I don't know what I'm getting at here, but just something around.
I don't know either.
And the mistakes that might be made, and like just the kind of shame that might be tied around it. Sometimes I'm watching the show like, ooh, they're lit as fuck, and they don't even know what they're doing, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the nature of, that's a relationship, and that's like a problem or conversation you have to have with yourself, like whether or not you want to get to that point that you're so litty that you're not necessarily going to remember and have to live it out on national television. I am not that person. But I've never been that person. Like, regardless of television, I've never been to the point where like I'm so sloppy I need to be taken home type of thing. Like, I like to be in control of myself and my body. And I think that ended up benefiting me for the most part, because I was able to see through it. I know that there were things I reacted to because of alcohol, of course, that's just natural, but I felt like I was always coherent.
Yeah, very cute.
I thought I did.
Yeah, definitely.
We'll see for the next few.
True. We still have a couple more to go. Okay, so, you know, Bravo gonna probably try to kill us, but like, what's on the horizon? What can you share? It's April, summer's around the corner.
I can't share anything about next summer.
Damn it.
I don't even know anything about next summer, so it's not like I'm keeping anything from you.
Okay.
I think that what I can talk about is the reunion, and the reunion didn't really have a lot of resolve. So I think that going into the summer, there would be a lot of shit to discuss. It seems more divided than ever.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
You can ask her. If we
she
on the
just
podcast.
keeps saying like, I have a question. I'm like, it's okay.
Because
you can ask a question.
We have planned questions, and then like new ones keep popping up in my head. Okay, so you were engaged. We see on the show that Kyle and Amanda are going through this prenup thing.
Yeah.
I saw on Watch What Happens Live, you were just like, yeah, prenup, always prenup.
Yeah.
Can you explain the why? Do you still feel that way?
I 100% feel that way. I didn't always feel that way. I was much more sensitive to the idea of a prenup when I was engaged, or at the very beginning of my engagement. I felt like almost offended by the idea of it. But that changed very quickly for me. And I did my research, and I realized that this is a protective for me and my partner. Not only that, like, if we are breaking up, I don't want to have to deal with like, you get this and I get that, vice versa. Like, let's have this stuff like planned out so we can have an easy, amicable break. Do your thing, I do mine, call it a day. I also like, I'm not a chump. So like, I have my own, and I'm not looking to lose that to be with anyone. And I'm also not with someone for theirs. So I'm 100% team prenup.
Cool.
Agreed, girl. And speaking of having your own, Sade mentioned earlier that you have your cookie company, The Need. What else do you have on the horizon? Anything else that we should be looking out for?
And where can we get the cookies?
Yes.
TheNeedblog.com. So my newest I guess venue, the way I'm sorting this out now is and this is always my plan because Beyonce is my idol, is that we will be doing like Beyonce style drops of cookies. So it's like set amount, you're on the list, you get notified, buy them or don't. So we're going to be doing a lot of drops, especially now that the season's coming to a close. We'll be doing them for the reunion, for the finale, etc. And you know, the response has been completely overwhelming. The one episode that they featured the cookies in for even a second, like that just blew up the business to a point that I was not ready for. But it's been a very good learning curve in terms of learning how to produce just this crazy amount, and also to learn the power of Bravo. Bravo has a lot of stands.
Yeah, I was literally gonna say, like, if you think about how successful like Loverboy has become, even like I do not stand the Kardashians, but I did watch the ABC special on them, and they were talking about how their show is just like a 30-minute commercial for like whatever product they're selling. And like, that's really when their money started going up, was when they started pushing their own products, which is,
and that's also why I did this show. Like, I was like, okay, so I can get paid essentially to advertise. It's paid. I'm getting paid to advertise my product versus what I would normally do to pay to advertise my product. Why would I?
Next season, just eat the cookies. Eat them all day long. Just nibble.
I'll leave that to Kyle. Kyle consumed a lot of cookies this summer.
Was there anything else that you would like to share? You want to give us some secrets?
These girls and secrets.
I love secrets.
I don't even know what a secret would be. I would love to give you guys a secret. I just don't have them for you. Or maybe I don't think it's a secret.
Okay. Well, I don't.
Go ahead. What's your question?
Okay, your boyfriend's not going to listen. Or it's not boyfriend. It's not boyfriend. You're who you're involved with now is not going to listen. No, he doesn't. But if there's anyone, or is there anyone in the house that if, you know, no one?
Yes, I thought I saw a Carl thing happening. They tried to make
Carl
it seem.
is with Lindsay. What are you?
Not now, but maybe in the beginning.
Yes.
No,
in the beginning they're trying to make it seem like it's a thing.
Yeah. I never felt any vibes with Carl. I think that we built a very like solid friendship this summer. He was like a great sounding board for me, but the minute I walked into the house, I sat down with him. I had that conversation with him. He was like, I'm 36. I'm newly sober. My hairline's receding. I think I'm balding. He was like, he literally started listing like everything about himself. And I was like, great, love the openness, but also like, that's not really how you approach a girl that you're trying to get with. So to me, instantly, I was like, this is a friend. And that's where it stayed.
I have to say, I was like, girls, we have to have Carl on the show because I just love him. He seems like Carl. The sweetest.
He really is a sweet guy.
And so I'm glad that you guys were able to have like a good friendship. He seemed like a nice person for you to be able to talk to, like when you first came
once everyone got like, you know, super litty for the night, it was usually me and Carl chatting about God knows what in the corner. And I feel like I relied on him. I also think that's why the episode, when I do have the race conversation, was especially hard because Carl wasn't there that weekend. And I kept being like, damn, if I had Carl, I feel like I could just like let this out in a way. And I would feel like a little bit, but like that was like my sounding board in a way. Like that was like my buddy. And so to not have him, I felt a little bit more isolated.
Love it. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Thanks for being so open and honest, keeping it a buck. And fingers crossed that we see you this summer.
We'll see.
And regardless, wishing you tons of success.
Thanks, y'all. This was fun.
Thanks. What would you do? All right, you ladies, one of you has a what would you do? You both have what would you do's? Okay. Somebody got to pick.
Okay, I'll just do mine fast and then we can do another one. This one is very silly, but I saw it on Spiritual World's Instagram. My girlfriend never seems to wash before I give her oral.
No,
I saw this. This was disgusting. This was disgusting.
No, please, can I read it? I've noticed that every time I go down on my girlfriend, that she is a bit ripe. I haven't brought it up to her
Not right.
because I don't want to hurt her feelings, but this morning she was really smelly. I don't mind if she smells a little funky. In fact, I kind of like it. We were both really into it this morning, though, so I kept going because she was enjoying it so much. I feel like because I have never mentioned it before, she must think I really like it. But this morning was extra pungent. She has really big lips, and I've always noticed she gets a bit gruely. What? What's
I think he was like a
gruely?
British person. Something about that
Oh,
writing seemed British. I don't know.
yeah. But this morning was like stale piss and a bit like
Oh,
prawns. I
yeah, because he
felt
said
like
prawns. That sounded British.
I felt like it was kind of gross, but it was also
Disgusting.
a mega turn on. I'm not sure what to do.
Nigga, pick a lane. It's
Right.
Why you write it
not.
in? You like it, leave it alone. It's done.
It
Cause
seems
she gonna come
kinda-
out with a clean poom poom. You're gonna be mad.
It seems kind of gross, but I'm still very turned on by her so massively and loving giving her oral. I've asked her if she wanted to shower before we do it, but she prefers to shower and clean up after we have sex. It's a fair enough argument to me. She also says she gets aroused by her own scent, which I think is kind of hot, but I'm not sure if it's dirty because
yuck
I just do it
somebody, yum.
anyway.
I'm not going yuck their yum, but you just need to tell her, like, okay, you know, I like it medium right, but not like,
Right.
like we need something and move on. And if that's what y'all like, that's what y'all like. I could never do that, but that's just me. So yeah, figure it out because you sound like you kind of like it.
I just hope he's not getting sick or like getting stuff in his tongue.
Not sick.
Probably has strep throat.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
No,
guys.
It's just
Chronic
sounds like a
strep
lot
throat.
of stuff was happening in there. It just can't be
Bacteria.
healthy. All the like mad bacteria, like too much.
And fungus.
Vagina produces good bacteria, guys.
Well,
But
hers
yes.
is producing bad.
I'm going in on this lady.
It just
I had a guy
crazy.
tell me, like, I was like, all right, I need to, like, you know, freshen up. It's been a long day. I've been walking around the city. And he was like, don't. And I was like,
Yeah, some of them say it's like a little seasoning.
Hot. Yeah, like just a teeny bit.
I was like, oh my God.
That's like it's nasty. But
I mean, I did it. She was
of course you did, bitch. But not smelling like, ooh, I don't even want to think about that letter, bro.
Not prawns and stale piss.
Yeah, the stale piss is
Gruely.
like what? I'm gonna have to look that up. Maybe she's not like, is she like a poor wiper? You know what? I'm not doing this. What's yours?
What's yours, Glenn?
Okay, a friend of mine just broke up with their partner a few months ago, and the partner was going through a little bit of a tough time and did not have a phone. So my friend gave them one of their old phones.
Oh,
and
God.
the friend has been using the phone for the past few months. And it's kind of funny. I think I've talked about this before, that in my phone, the friend's, like the number was saved as my friend's number twice. So I'd be trying to call my friend, but then I would call their ex by accident. And then I would have to act like I meant to call the ex. And the ex caught me a couple times and was like, bitch, then just go call the person who you really wanted to talk to. Anyway, my friend's dad hits him up like, yo, has somebody been using the old phone? Because it's been used at like 90% capacity of like the monthly usage. And I thought you didn't have that phone anymore. Like, what's going on? Is somebody stealing my information? Like, he was mad concerned. And then my friend told him like, oh yeah, actually I've been using it. Sorry, but you could cut the phone off. Like, I don't need it anymore. So he's gonna cut off the ex's phone. Does my friend tell the ex, give him a heads up? Mind you, my friend has been trying to text the ex just random little things and the ex never replies.
Oh, then no.
Him never to speak to him ever again.
Then no. I was gonna say, yeah, it's just like, just be decent. So he's not out traveling toxic. And he doesn't have a phone, but like,
tell
no.
it to him, cut it off. Stop being fucking toxic and fucking crazy.
Yeah, they need to stop.
And cut off that damn phone. What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this?
Because you know how the narrative could change, right? Like the ex could be like, wow,
He cut off
he
my
cut
phone.
off my phone.
It's not your phone, nigga. It's not your phone. Number one, he could take that phone and throw it in the toilet and pee on it if he wanted to, because that's his phone. It's not your phone.
And my thing is, I would have like some self-respect that I would want to get my own phone like really fast. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't want to be holding on to my ex's phone for months. But everyone's different.
Sometimes. I mean, I will update for the purposes of no, never mind. I won't. I'll leave it at that.
No, that's a mess.
Yeah.
I can't even fully comment. I'll talk about it on the Patreon because I could go in. But all right, y'all.
Bye, guys. And you guys know where to find us. Black Girls Texting everywhere, except for Twitter, where it's Black Girls Text 1.
And get your merch.
Oh, and we have a TikTok.
Yes.
Wait, call to action. We have a TikTok. The TikTok is Black Girls Texting. I shared the link on our Instagram, which is also Black Girls Texting. And we want to grow that platform. So please, if you're on TikTok, follow us. Love you. Oh, gosh. Love you. Bye.
Bye. Thanks again for listening to Black Girls Texting. Make sure to rate and review this podcast wherever you listen and subscribe so you never miss an episode. Oh, and don't forget to text every group chat you're in and tell them to check us out. Follow your girls at Black Girls Texting, and we'll see you next week. Bye.